Welcome to episode 142 of the Horror Dads podcast. We are super pumped to be joined yet again by our good buddy, Ghoulish Gary Pullin.
Gary!
Gary, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having
What's
me
up,
again,
buddy?
guys. Hey, what's up with you guys? How you doing?
Dude,
Oh, man, one of our favorite guests of all time. This is your, third time? Second or third time
I think it's
on the
second.
show? Only second?
I know.
I feel like it's my second time, but it feels like I've been on longer. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see you a couple times a year. Normally, we try and make it to any cons that you're at that are close by. So, and we always talk horror when we're together. So, feels like we've done more, but we're
Mhm.
pumped because we convinced you to come back to talk with us about horror whodunits. So Scream, what is it? 7 just came out, the kind of mecca for the whodunitness, right? Of
Mhm.
I'd say of the millennial generation at least. And we're going to talk about some horror whodunit films. We're going to talk about 9 different movies. Each of us picked 3, and we're going to go through them. But before we do that, we want to catch up with our buddy here. So Gary, what's been going on, man? What have you been up to? It's been a minute since you've been around.
Yeah, just sort of doing lots of work. I've got been working with TerraVision a lot on doing some vinyls with them. I started working with them this year, really well last year, but it's carried over to this year. And it's been awesome. So yeah, just keep your eyes out for some cool releases. Tap me on. I'm on more than a couple of titles with them right now. So
And are
I
you
don't know. Like,
so
you know what? Like they've already announced In the Method of Madness. I just finished that for them, which
Yeah.
is now actually it wasn't just finished, but it was. I think I finished that at the end of December, and now it's
Man.
already pressed and out there, right? So, and then yeah, I probably say this. I'm doing Body Bags, the artwork for Body Bags, the John Carpenter sound.
My God, dude.
And
love body bags so much.
that's awesome. I work with Earl Kess there, and he's their graphic designer, and he's been great to work with. And so he's taking some of the stuff, some of the layout stuff he does, and then I'm doing like all the illustrations, and it's been a lot of fun. Like we just released that My Bloody Valentine, which we'll get to later. But they just released like a 3-disc set, so I did the cover for that. So yeah, just there's lots of stuff on the go. I'm working on a gig poster for I don't really know if I can say because nothing's been approved yet. So I'm just kind of knocking on wood there, but it's for one of my all-time favorite metal singers. So I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, I just got the art show coming up with Stephen Piper. It's the Carpenter, Cronenberg, and Raimi show. It's
Man.
PCR, he's calling it. And so I did the flyer, but I've got to do some illustrations for those originals, which I've started. And, there's always something coming down the pike, always working on something interesting, something new.
Well, since you were here last, you have done probably, I don't want to speak for you, but one of the, I would assume, career highlights for you, which was you had a set of the Stephen King book covers that you did, and I had to rebuy a lot of books I already owned because the Gary artwork was on it. So which books did you do, man?
So yeah, they about a year and a half ago now, maybe maybe even 2 years ago, they tapped me for the first 3 novels, which was these classic books, Carrie, Salem's Lot, and The Shining, and that was like a box set. So I did those 3, and then they came to me and said, "Look, we're also releasing The Stand and Night Shift, and would you like to do those too?" I said, "Well, of course." So it's like I
No, I'm good. Thank you though.
yeah, I was like, "No, you know what? I've got some other artists that I could, put you in touch with." No, I just honestly, that is my ultimate like job I've done. I mean, I've been asked before, like, what's like the biggest job you've done? And that's it now. I mean, like that has got to be, I don't know where you go from there. Working with Stephen King, and he was part of the process. Worked with the art director at Random House, showed them like for each novel, I had like 5 to 6 roughs, right? Like you show them just basic concepts. Also, I had to stay away from any movie imagery, any,
Yeah, that's got to be
right?
tough.
Yeah, so, like, in The
Yeah.
Shining, he doesn't use an axe, he uses, like, a croquet mallet,
Yeah.
or so I was showing concepts without the acts, right? And then Salem's Lot was pretty easy because there is the floating kid scene from the movie, but that's also in the book.
Danny Glick,
Thank you,
scariest damn part of the
Danny Glick.
whole
Yeah.
story.
No, I couldn't look out a dark window for weeks when I was a kid after that. I couldn't look out my bedroom window.
Do you have a favorite Stephen King book?
Man, do I have a favorite? Pet Cemetery is up there. Remember Pet
Yeah, that's a good
Cemetery
one.
being really scary, like more than the book or than the movie? A lot scarier than the movie.
Dude, it's the repetition. We were talking to Maddie about this actually. I think it's the Oz. He writes it a specific way. He
Mhm,
repeats Oz the Great and Terrible, but he does it with uh like a speech impediment
mhm,
spelling, and he just
right.
repeats it over and over and over again. And I remember after I finished that book, Jamie, that was that day that we were living in Chicago. You came home from being out of town and scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me because I like just shut it, and then Jamie popped in and I like screamed. But that night, I just remember that phrase kept like it was like it was tapping me in the brain while I was sleeping, and I just heard it being repeated over and over again, and that's what he does, man. It is very spooky.
Yeah, absolutely. The Shining, I remember thinking that the bathroom scene with the old lady is way scarier.
Mm,
So, yeah, I
Man.
tried to read all of his stuff when I was, like, in my teens, in my teens and in my 20s. My mom read Stephen King and Dean Koontz, and so I would look at these covers and just be like, "Look at that Pet Cemetery cover." Like, "Whoa," like, I have to read that. Like, I have to,
yeah,
uh, a lot of book covers were as inspiring as movie posters to me, you know? So
yeah.
I definitely, I read a bit of that, and then, when I went to college, I'd get into a little bit of Lovecraft, or I did read some Poe as well, like maybe like a compendium of his short stories.
Mhm.
But back to Stephen King, Night Shift is another favorite book of mine. It's got some of my favorite short stories in it. Skeleton Crew is another one. I love The Mist. I think The Mist is one of my favorite short stories by him.
Yeah,
And
man.
and so yeah, I mean, just to be a part of that was incredible, and it's been really incredible since. It's probably the one job where, like, when we do these posters, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but there's only 125 of them sometimes, right? There's only 150 or 200 of a poster sometimes. They're really limited to stuff. That whole Mondo boom. A lot of these posters were really limited.
Yeah,
And that's what makes them valuable. But when you're doing something that's mass market, like a book like from Random House, it's literally in every Target. And up in Canada, it's in every bookstore here too. And well, there's a instead of a Walgreens, we have Shoppers Drug Mart, so it's in there too. So I'd be like, I'm dropping off my mail there, and there's my books, on the shelf, and it's been a really, really good
That's so
feeling.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm really just lucky to have that they found me, and they told me they found me through an interview I did. So, I wasn't sure. Was it
Wow.
through the magazine, like Rue Morgue that I used to work for, or was it through the Mondo connection? Like, it wasn't. It was just they just found me on an interview that I did. So they just
it
kind of
must have been the Horror Dads podcast. I don't know what else it could have been.
that's right. And but
But
the one thing I
in all
will say,
seriousness,
we'll move on. But
congrats,
like,
man.
thank you. I guess the last thing I was going to say there too is just they wanted that kind of '80s style, like a post, like the '80s illustrated kind of movie poster style. So
I go twist my arm.
Yeah,
right. I just felt like I was just like, oh, it just felt so natural, and you know, it was just amazing. So I'm not, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. It's like I don't know how to go up from there. Like right. I mentioned that I'm working with one of my all-time favorite singers, but that's up there too. So you know,
well,
but
it's well deserved, man. I think we coined this or heard it, but I firmly feel like you really are the godfather of this space, man. Like your work is incredible. It's inspired
you're
just
too
so much
kind.
creativity, even for us. Like even for us as creators, and what we do is not necessarily a visual thing, but I suppose it is artistic to an extent. But your stuff's the best, man. So incredibly well deserved. Super happy for you. Amazing stuff.
I
Amazing stuff.
appreciate it. I mean, you know who my peers are, and So
Hell yeah.
you want to be kind of working and on their level too, right? And I'm always like trying to just keep it going, and I love doing artwork. You know it, it's it's my hobby that's become my profession, and I mean, what's better than that, really? So it's been really, really
Dude,
good.
yeah. You've honestly become I think for John as well, but I know for me in my office that I work in 11 hours a day, you've become like a backdrop for me. I stare at the My Bloody Valentine poster all day long.
Nice.
I'll thumb through your book when I'm on the phone sometimes, just killing time.
Thank you.
I'm on the phone all day, so I'll thumb through your book and Maddie's. And I just love having that. I love you guys and your guys' artwork, honestly, just the best. And like John said, you're the godfather of the space, and we appreciate you. And I'm
Thank
excited
you.
to talk to you today about some of our favorite movies.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. So thank you.
So let's do a little catch up before we jump into our films. What have we been watching? Gary, have you seen the new Scream? Did you check it out last weekend?
No,
I haven't seen the new Scream.
I haven't seen the new Scream. I'll get to it eventually. I have to admit, I'm not running to the theater to see it,
Mm-hmm.
but I did see the new Sam Raimi movie, Send
Oh.
Help.
Send help. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of it?
I fucking loved it.
Dude, it was so good.
Thought it was so good. I
Yeah,
felt
so
like
fun.
I felt like Sam Raimi's, direction and vision was there. Like all of his tricks are there.
Mm-hmm.
All the things we love about Sam Raimi and his filmmaking is in there. And it reminded me a little bit of like Drag Me to Hell a little bit, but like I like Drag Me to Hell a lot. I remember enjoying it when it came out, and I've seen it a couple times, but I feel like this is like a step up. Um and I just felt
Actually,
like it was just a fun, entertaining as hell movie, man. I mean, the performances are awesome by the two leads there.
Mm-hmm.
It's great watching this terrible boss get his up and comings, right? So it's awesome. And,
I
it's
just watched Drag Me to Hell with my kids the other couple weeks ago, and they were pretty into it. I told them like PG-13 were good, and I didn't realize that movie's PG-13 because it doesn't really play like a PG-13 film. But
it doesn't, right? There's enough stuff in there where you're like, this is a hard 13.
Yeah.
They were laughing hysterically during that parking garage scene with the woman's like her false teeth fall out, and she's like trying to gum the girl in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so good.
It's and there's some of that kind of gross, like there's a lot of fluids in Raimi movies.
It's gross. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
lot
and
of
Send Help
fluids.
had that boar scene,
Dude. Yeah.
it was so good. And anyway, so that's my pocket really is like the 90s, 80s, 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like new horror, but it's almost got to be like people really got to be talking about it. Like Weapons, I had to see because so many of my
Yeah.
friends.
Did you watch Stranger Things? Did you finish it?
I watched it with my niece. Yeah, it was okay. Again, I'm a first season guy on that show
Yeah.
myself. It was cool. It was cool. Again, it's strange to see them, growing old in front of our eyes. So
It is weird.
it's almost like
Crazy.
Steve Buscemi when he comes with the skateboard and the baseball hat. It's like, hey,
Yeah. Hey, fellow kids.
hey, fellow
What's the
kids.
haps? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really funny comparative.
But God, like,
But,
I don't want to. I'm not dissing the show or anything. It's just yeah, it was okay. I really loved the first season. I just thought that really nailed exactly what they set out to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that show is even if it never moved on past the first season, I think it still would be a classic, to your point. But I think
it's still a
I do
classic.
think, yeah, I do think they nailed the subsequent seasons, and I personally enjoy all of them. But to your point, if it was just a standalone season, it still would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like that first
season 2 was good
season's
too.
like
I remember
demo.
liking season 2 as well.
Yeah, that's the Halloween season. I love that one.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
Jamie, what about you, man? Have you?
To be real quick, I just watched one movie recently, a newer movie that came out that I kept hearing about and seeing called Bone Lake. So I
Oh,
figured
yeah.
I'd check it out, even though Eden Lake, which I guess you could say is like its namesake, was a very bleak and one of those movies that I never want to watch again. I was like, well, I'll
I
check
always
out
heard
Bone
about it.
Lake.
I've never
Maybe it'll be a
seen.
little,
Yeah, it's on my
yeah.
list.
It's one of those movies where like if you watched it, you'd be like, you would text me and say, Jamie, you would hate this movie because it's the
Did
type
you
of movie
hate it,
that I
though?
hate. Yeah, I hated
Oh,
it.
you hated it? Okay.
I hated it in a different. I hated it in a different way than I hated Eden Lake. Like Eden Lake is bleak and like depressing as fuck.
Just no hope.
This is just like, ugh, I hate the characters. It's not, and honestly, it's not a bad movie. It's just not my type of movie at all. It's about these two couples that are going to like an Airbnb, and they realize that it's double booked. Like they both are booked for the
Barbarian.
same weekend.
Literally,
It
Barbarian.
felt a lot like that. Yes.
Fantastic. I love Barbarian.
So but this is two couples. And obviously, the story weaves in and out. You have all these awkward conversations amongst the couples who don't know each other. You have this one guy that pushes way too hard and like dives way deeper than like I would ever be comfortable with, right? Like, hey, your girlfriend's pretty hot. Like, guy, shut the fuck up, right? Like, it's not, it's just all these conversations that had me like cringing. So I don't know that I'd recommend it unless you're into that type of stuff. Not my type of movie. It did the way that the mystery unfolds is interesting, I guess. Like I watched the whole thing, but I could have very easily shut that off within like the first 20 minutes and been totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Bone Lake.
Bone Lake. Yeah. Haven't even heard of it, to be honest. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was on my radar either.
Did you ever see Eden Lake, Gary?
Yeah, no, I haven't. And that's one that a lot of people talk about. So it's been on a perpetual list. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, Eden Lake is a good movie, but to your point, Jamie, it's like it's not for everyone. But it's a really well done film. And
it's not really for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
dude.
It's a pretty hopeless feeling.
Yeah, if you want to just like stare at a wall the rest of the day, then go ahead and watch that.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, thanks for bringing us
Bone Lake is not like that.
Bringing us up here, Jamie.
But Bone Lake is not bleak like that. It just is fucking not my thing. Not my jam.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Jamie and I went last week, and we did see the new Scream. It was pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Gary, I don't know if this happens to you, but when you leave a movie and you're with people that you love, I always feel like I love the movie more than I would have if I was sitting by myself in my basement watching it.
Yeah. It's a shared experience.
Because you have the experience part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I remember
and then people will say something. No, go ahead. You remember watching what?
With we went to go see no, not Langoliers. Long Leg. It's been a long day, gentlemen.
Different movie.
Long Legs, and it was with like Batty and Sarah and Nicole and Josh and that was a real shared experience movie. Maddie couldn't wait to see my reactions. I think Maddie was watching me more because he'd already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, dude, I can't wait to hear what you think. And that was another good recent movie that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie as well.
Oh gosh, so good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm a big Oz Perkins fan.
Yeah, I thought you might have been with.
Yeah,
we were talking to Maddie last Saturday, so the day after Scream came out. We were texting with Maddie, Jamie and I were, and he said he saw it on Friday, I guess, the opening night, and I was like, hopefully he went with the whole Canada crew.
Yeah, we do that if we're traveling and we got a free night. We'll go see a movie. That's
that's the best.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I don't know if you were part of that as well. I assume you were. I know Horror Hound did like a special Thursday night release of Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, yeah.
When that came out. Yeah.
He didn't.
I think Bruce Campbell was there to like introduce it.
I think actually Maddie and Jason got to see that. They went down a day early, or at least Maddie was there. Right?
And you missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, we missed it because we got in on the Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just sort of maybe too late or too tired to do it. But I heard that was a good screening.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we missed it that year.
I'm not a huge fan of Evil Dead Rise, but I feel like to your point, John, with the theater experience, I would have been
You
like,
would've
that's
left
my
with a
favorite movie
fucking
ever. Yeah.
tattoo. Be
Yeah.
like, oh, I got this Evil Dead Rise tattoo tonight.
For sure. For sure.
Best movie ever
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's keep cycling here. So we hit what we've been watching. Jamie, what are you wearing over here, man?
Well, I figured we might be talking about this movie a little bit later, so I'm wearing my Camp Crystal Lake hoodie that I got from Body Bags Clothing. Love this hoodie. I think you have like the sweat set, don't you, with like the shorts and tank top?
Okay,
and
yeah.
shit?
So I know. All right, I do. I have the shorts. I also got the tank top. My wife bought me this like set, and if you wear them at the same time, you look like you're wearing a wrestling singlet. It was fucking absurd. However, the tank was one of those, like, you know, there are different styles of tank, and this particular one, because I think this apparel company, you can get like a different like templates, right? And she happened to pick like the muscle tee template, which it fit me like a thong just on the top half of my body. So
Like a spaghetti strap.
dude, it honestly, I came out and my wife was like, "What
Visual, I got
are
her.
you doing?" Yeah, it's a top half thong. Yeah. So the apparel's great, and that is certainly for someone that isn't built like a Yeti, which is how I'm built. I'm built like a SpongeBob kind of. So that's not what a person like my size
man, I
should
love
wear.
that. John one time put on a Under Armour like shirt. We were going somewhere where it was gonna be cold. He was like, "You're gonna have to cut this fucking thing off me. I don't know how I got it
Yeah.
on, but
Yeah.
it's not coming off."
I had to use wallpaper
I
paste.
think it adhered to your skin.
I hear you. I'm
Wallpaper.
basically I'm all torso. Like I'm just like a walking torso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary, what do you have on your torso right now? What are you wearing, man?
I got the Demons. I think it's from Pallbearer Press. Pretty sure it's Pallbearer. Or no,
That's
it's Ruck and Foughton.
I was gonna say it looks like a Rucking Foughton.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I
Yeah,
love those
I
guys.
apologize, Ruck and Foughton. But I have a lot of their stuff, Ruck and Foughton stuff too.
Man,
So
that is cool, dude.
Yeah,
I love
that's
this.
an
I love
awesome
this.
hoodie.
I love this hoodie. I wear it all the time. I love their stuff. It's really comfortable, and it lasts too, right?
Yeah. Oh, their stuff's so well done, and color schemes are always amazing. The designs are always incredible, and the apparel is so good. Like the
Yeah.
templates they choose are so good.
Yeah.
And
And I
Demons
think
is a
they-
badass movie.
As far as I know, they're the ones that kind of started the whole, like, sort of like the Japanese or Korean type, you know, like the foreign poster type and stuff. You know what I mean?
Dude, they were
Like, I love-
definitely OG.
I think they
I
were
think
the
even
first-
just the sleeve. I think even the long sleeve concept was theirs, really.
Yeah, putting art
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
the sleeves.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they were pioneers.
we know Jeff and Sean there, right? So they make good stuff. So I always pick up something off them on my travels.
I always stare at the Rad merch that they have because I'm a big Rad fan,
Yeah.
and I'm always like, should
Now they have
I?
that.
I don't
shirt like
know.
that.
Yeah.
I don't buy a lot of white like shirts, but they have a couple that I've gotten now. The one that's coming to mind is their Jaws one that they put out at Mass Minicon.
Yeah,
Like I
Yeah.
just walked right over and got it when I first got there. I'm like, yeah, I better get that.
I love that when something speaks to you and you're like, I'm getting that right now. I love that.
That was one of Gary's Jaws posters, which I finally bought last Horror Hound. It's the one with the hook. I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a good one.
Thanks, man.
Well, I've got on my channel 6 KQIS, and this is a
Scream. Yep.
the Kenny
yeah,
news
that's a good.
station.
Yeah, that's a good. Shirt.
Kenny and
Cool.
Gale, yeah, from part 1. Yeah, I have to
I
buy
love
certain things
Part
that
one's amazing. I like part 1 and part 2 a lot. I think they're both great.
Two of
so
the-
good.
Those are the best. Those are the two best for sure.
And when you talk
And
about
I
whodunits,
did like the one in New York too. I thought it was a step in
6, yeah.
yeah, 6, yeah,
6.
most
Sorry, yeah,
recent
the
one.
one that just came out. Yeah, or never mind. It's recent, but I liked it. I thought it was better than what I was expecting, to be honest.
Yeah, we can wax poetic over that franchise, but I think we did a great job collectively amongst the three of us. So we can graduate now into our whodunits section and start talking about some films. I think we did an excellent job. I think we should just maybe rotate through. We can
Okay.
start with Gary. We can have
Yeah, let the guest go first.
we'll have you start. But before we jump in, I think for the movies we know everyone's seen, I think we can talk about maybe
Spoilers.
who did it, as this is
Yeah.
the whodunit section. But I think for the lesser known films, that maybe we allude to, but not spoil? What do you guys think? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to alienate people and make them feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you hear a title mentioned, we'll say as that title's mentioned. If we're gonna spoil, how about we
and
play it that way?
that's fair.
All right.
Maybe right before we spoil, even if we assume everyone
Say,
has seen it, maybe right before
yeah.
we spoil it, we'll just say, "Here's where you shut this shit off." If yeah,
Here's the spoil. All right. So Gary, do us the honors, man. What's your first film that we're gonna talk about?
The first one I got on my list is My Bloody Valentine, 1981.
Dude.
I know that we just this the holiday just passed there, and there might be a little fatigue, but not for me.
No,
No.
dude, there's never fatigue with this movie. Never.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
give us the rundown, dude. This is such a iconic film, such a great slasher, Canadian film too,
It
which
is.
is
It was,
amazing.
yep, shot in the Sydney mines, and it's an excellent whodunit because you really are like surprised at the end. There's enough, red herrings in the movie that steer you around, and there's like this love triangle happening in the middle there between like TJ, Alex, and the woman there, failing her name right now, of course. But
Sarah.
honestly, it's a great whodunit, and it's a really really dark ending. I found maybe if nobody's seen the movie, we can throw a spoiler alert up here. But at the end, we find. Can I say the name of the killer?
Yeah,
Go
I
for it.
think this
Yeah.
one's one. I think this falls in the terrain of most people have seen this movie
Yeah.
that listen to this podcast at least.
Here it comes. If you haven't, here it comes.
So yeah, like it ends up being Axel, and he is in the mines, and it's falling on top. The mines are falling on top of him, and he chews his arm off to get away. And it's really, really, really like I thought it was like a really bleak ending. And then once he gets himself away after he's chewed his own arm off, he does that little little poem on the way out there, and it's just such a
Mm-hmm.
cool, spooky, ominous. I'm coming back. Like. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Dude, totally.
gets away.
Yeah.
This movie is a perfect balance of like what you just described. It is like it's almost like drab and macabre feeling and dense and heavy and like you have all these people, they're literally covered in soot coming out from
Mhm.
working in these coal mines all day. And the most they have to look forward to is kind of like just having some moose head together in the evenings,
Yeah,
and like they
right.
just party together and then they go work in the mines and they party together and they go work in the mines. And all they
Yeah,
have is their relationships. And then they
right. Yeah,
jeopardize that, right? It's like, all right, now we have a love
yeah, yeah. They weren't
triangle. Like
supposed to
you
have
have
the
one thing
party.
to live for.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Harry Warden
No.
warned them. Don't have the party on Valentine's Day. But also another thing about My Bloody Valentine is that it's one of the slashes where you actually kind of care about the characters, like they're really likable, you know.
Yeah.
And so they're just sort of like the blue collar, workers, and yeah, you really kind of like the people in the town, and it's just a really awesome mystery movie too. And again, you got to watch the uncensored one though. Like I still felt like it did work. I've always loved My Bloody Valentine even without like all that additional gore. Like I know Lionsgate like a few years back released an uncut version. It really
That's the one
does
I
help
have. Yeah.
though. It's excellent. Like, to see those scenes again was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, seeing it just like the censored version, and I was like, "Oh, this is still a great slasher. Like, it's not boring at all." But those extra scenes that are tame uh, compared to like turning on anything on Netflix these
Sure.
days, just seeing those scenes, for the first time, as part of the film. I think I was at a screening where George Mahalka was introducing it, and to see that like all come together when Lionsgate released that thing, it was amazing. Like, it's like this is the way that movie was finally meant to be seen. So
Yeah,
it's
and if
always
you
been
have that copy, he always introduces it at the beginning of that and says, like, you're watching this how I intended you to watch it, which is
that's
always like
right.
makes you feel great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. George always has to kind of say something at the beginning because of how heavily censored it was in the 80s. And, you know, um, we definitely had our own little, video nasties era where in Canada, where
Totally.
the Ontario Film Board was censoring movies. And when the video store boom was happening, they were censoring home releases. I would rent it and watch it, and I
Crazy.
would be like, excuse me? Like, where's all the effects? Like I thought I was going to see like all the effects that I'm seeing in the magazines, and they were just like completely gone. Completely gone. I remember Dead
Yeah.
Alive, just like the entire lawnmower scene was gone.
Oh man. So what you would read like Fangoria growing up and see the summaries and be like, I can't wait to check this out. And you're like, that one. You remember the movie Cabin Boy,
Yeah.
which is not a horror film, but
Yeah. What?
just stay with me here. But everyone, stay with me. It's relevant. The movie Cabin Boy. I remember they did a cut of the preview, and in the preview, he's like standing up on the ship like a fucking Sailor Jerry or whatever. And he says something to the effect of like, I'm a cabin boy, but when I return, I'll be a cabin man. And that line was cut from the film, but the it was like the linchpin of the preview. And then everyone went and left the theater. There was like, wait, that line never happened in the movie. What the hell happened?
Mhm.
So I imagine, Gary, you got cabin boyed here that's the new verb.
Exactly.
I don't think I like that verb.
Well, couldn't have picked a better movie,
too,
Jamie.
Too many insinuations. You got cabin boyed.
We'll make
But-
it a thing. Don't worry.
Yeah. God, Jamie, come on.
It's all right.
You
All right.
clearly don't have the 4K of Cabin Boy, and we
No,
clearly need
I
to
really do
fix this
not.
for you.
With the director commentary beforehand.
Only
With the added
70
scene. This is how it was intended to be seen. Cabin man.
Yeah, it was only $74.99.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
not a
Could
big
you
deal.
imagine?
Oh.
Oh, God.
I do want
uh,
that. Sorry, just to
but-
interject. That's Film's Lot 4K. I really want it, but it's like $75.
Man.
Anyway,
That's the thing about 4Ks is like John and I just went all in on Blu-rays like in the past, 10 years. I just like, I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah, and
yeah,
just
yeah.
the look on
I
your
broke
wife's
down, I got
face
a
when you're
player.
like,
Well, I got a PS5, which plays them. That's all I have, though.
Yeah.
But now you need region-free frame. Like, when I went to Horror Hound last year, the one thing that I said I had to get was the Dawn of the Dead 4K. I was like, I just have to. I want it. I didn't even have a 4K player yet. I was like, I need this.
Right.
And then, like, I was giving the woman the money, and she was like, do you have a region-free player? And I was like, excuse me? She was like, well, yeah, I mean, to watch the special features and stuff, you need that. And I was like, give me my money back. I will someday get one and then buy this then. But
Yeah.
sucks.
I
I
know.
didn't want to spend $60 for something I couldn't play it on,
Watch. Yeah.
So, Gary, let me ask this question about My Bloody Valentine growing up in Canada and this being such a, Canada-centric horror film. This is one of the, more famous slashers. This is one of the first that came to mind when this prompt came
Totally.
up as well, just due to like when it came out and the presence it holds, not only in my heart, but within the horror communities. Like, what was the reception in Canada with this movie? Was this like a super popular film, or was it like, were people's parents like, nah, don't watch that. It's gross.
I don't really know. I mean, I was pretty young when it was released, but I do know that it was consistently rented out all the time. Like it was always rented out. Like it was, I felt like it was a popular movie. Yeah, I think it. I don't know how it did at the box office or anything like that when it came out, but I do know that it. It wasn't the one. It wasn't the version they wanted to release. They went through a hell of a time with it, right? But yeah, I mean, it's now it's really, really getting seen. I think there was a time where like the Miner was not, you wouldn't see anyone in cosplay as the Miner, or like, there was no
Yeah.
merch for it. There was, the Blu-ray, the Lionsgate, the uncut version wasn't out yet. It kind of had to catch a little steam again, I think. And then once that Blu-ray came out, well, once the uncensored version was released, I think that really caught on. And,
Yeah, I
Sure.
think so.
convention, people have Mother and Valentine merchandise, or there's the Miner walking around, So it's finally caught on. It's like when Monster Squad was re-released again. Same thing. It had a resurgence. So
I love that though. I love that you get new audiences to these movies that you already have a core audience for, but then you get a new audience that now picks up on how much they love it. And then it just kind of like recirculates amongst the people that already did love it, and everyone's high fiving and hugging, and it's great.
Yeah, it's like when you hear a Gen Z kid talking about
celebrate this.
X-Files.
Yeah, that's right. We can celebrate this movie that's like that was forgotten, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's literally everywhere. Like it's great. I'm actually really happy for George Mahalka because he's doing conventions and he's every year he's at a screening, right? Because I figure if you ever make a horror film, you should make it around a holiday because everyone's going
Yeah.
to celebrate it once a year. If it's half decent, right? Every year that holiday will come around. So anyway,
Yeah.
definitely.
If
Really
it's half
Valentine.
decent or if
Great-
you were
great
there
whodunit.
first.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Very good pick, man. That's a true classic as it relates to the whodunitness, and love the pick, man. Love it. Jamie, you
Pick
want to go
X.
next, Steve?
Yes, sure. I will go next. Mine is not revolving around a holiday, but I'm
Whoa.
going to go with one that actually kind of resonates a little bit with the Scream that we talked about, right? The Screamness, because this was a movie that was sort of in that heyday of Scream knockoffs.
Yeah.
In the late 90s, all the movies that kind of wanted to be Scream and emulate the success that they had. And this is Cherry Falls from 1999. So this was directed by Jeffrey Wright, starring Brittany Murphy, Michael Biehn, Jay Moore. Might be the last movie Jay Moore did. I don't know. I don't know. This is a pretty like I don't even know, like provocative sort of like plot. The virgins of the local high school are being knocked off one by one. It's
a very
yes, and the backstory is the most fucking provocative. It's like everyone should be fucking slaughtered, really, right? In the backstory, it's like if you're involved, goodbye. Not to give too much away here. I don't know. I feel like this is a popular movie, but maybe just a little bit.
This is one I
under
would not spoil because it's
You're
not
right.
easy to come by this movie, by
Yeah.
the way. Like it's not like Paramount Plus in every other month. Like it's
Right.
hard to pin down.
No,
so
it's not-
that
it's
people
never
might have to
streaming.
hunt.
I own the Blu-ray of this one, but if you, these teens, it's sort of like the ending of Scream, where these teens throw this big party so that everyone can have sex to sort of avoid being the next virgin killed or knocked off. I mean, it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
And this movie, if you're not familiar
never
with the
seen it.
backstory,
To be honest.
dude, yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's not a great movie, honestly, but it's
Yeah.
definitely worth seeing.
Yeah.
Dude,
And this is one where it did not get a theatrical release because this was during this time, and apparently in 1999 there were these Senate hearings going on about like sex and violence in teen movies, which this was. So
it was
got,
in response to Columbine, probably, right?
there was that
Yeah.
going on, and the MPAA was like just cracking down on everything. So it went
Yeah.
to where this played was on USA Network.
Are you
Okay, I was gonna
fucking
say, what-
kidding
Yeah.
me?
It was basically a
Yes.
TV movie.
Yeah, it
Right,
got cut to
right.
shit. I don't know that anyone's actually seen the actual cut that was supposed to be, in theaters.
Yeah.
And so it's just like what you watch, even like the Blu-ray release, it's just like you can tell it's a butchered version of the original premise. So yeah, dude, this one is like, I don't even know how I feel about it, honestly. It was filmed in Virginia. I don't know if that's like Virgin. Yeah, Virginia. Did they do that on purpose? I don't know.
I'm gonna wholeheartedly
Wasn't
say no.
intentional
They
to
didn't
me.
do that on purpose. That's
Brittany Murphy is so weird in this movie. Her professor is Jay Moore. Her dad is Michael Biehn. There's this backstory that
Yeah,
involves Jay Moore's mother. Michael Biehn is her dad, and he's like the town sheriff. So there's like this backstory with them, and I don't know. This one gets twisty. It's it's sexually provocative.
Let me ask this question for this specific movie, because most of these films hinge and would not exist without a motive of some sort to cause someone to get to this level of chaos, to be masking themselves to do this. So motive here for you. What do you, how do you feel on the motive?
Do I like the motive? I don't want to give the motive away.
But yeah, just in general, like is it a good motive or is it a throwaway?
Dude, you agree, right?
I agree. I wanted to hear from you.
Like I feel like the ending is a little bit lackluster because of the killer. I don't like the killer in this.
But
he does a
Motive, yeah.
stupid job. Well, they do a stupid job. But the motive is definitely warranted. It is there for sure. Yeah. Honestly, more people should be killed, in my opinion. And I think killing the virgins is the wrong way to go. I think that that's a cool premise, but I feel like the motive and the victims don't really add up for me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But I feel like Brittany Murphy does a good job, even if her performance is a little disjointed. I feel like she does a really good job. I read that David Lynch was actually given the script for this. He was the first one that they wanted on it.
My God. And what?
Jeez.
And
Obviously, he didn't do it.
he was in the middle of doing Mulholland Drive, a little movie known as Mulholland Drive, which is just exponentially better than fucking
Never
Cherry
heard of
Falls,
it.
dude. Oh man,
We should be talking about Mulholland Drive.
yeah, honestly. But yeah, no, I think that that's pretty wild. Fucking
Did Kevin
David Lynch.
Williams write Cherry Falls?
No, I think Cherry Falls wishes to God that he did.
I don't know why I thought he was involved. So
I don't know. I'd have to look deeper into that. I know Jeffrey Wright directed it. I'm not sure who wrote it. I don't have that written down.
Ken Selden.
Ken Selden, yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was involved. Anyway,
But yeah, I don't know, Gary, if maybe Kevin Williamson was supposed to be involved in some way. Maybe he did a rewrite or something. I don't know.
Thank you, Kevin Williamson. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I mean, this was another film that came to mind. And in fact, I had it on my short list.
Yeah.
And Jamie, when I saw you circulated your picks, I was like, all right, cool. But I don't have to summarize the plot of this film.
Did you rewatch it today?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think?
rewatched it. I mean, it is butchered, but it's straight up. It looks like when you watch it, even not knowing the backstory that you just shared that I already knew, I would say like you could show this movie to anyone and they'd be like, well, this got cut up. Because there are moments where you're like, this just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the narrative is just not,
the whole movie feels disjointed.
It does.
Yeah.
Similar to, what's the Wes Craven, Cursed?
Cursed, yeah.
Cursed, I mean, Cursed is a much better movie, don't get me wrong, but when you watch Cursed, I mean, I certainly feel, and then we all come to find that was the reality. You watch it, you're like, oh, something doesn't,
it just doesn't feel
did I
right.
miss a page? It's like pages being literally ripped out of a book, and you're reading and you're like, well, wait, how did I get here? Because I was just there and something's definitely missing.
Yeah.
And that's for sure what Cherry Falls feels like.
I also feel like there's not enough. They don't go red herring heavy in this movie.
No, and we were talking about this phenomenon, Gary. I don't know where you fall on this spectrum, but like last week when we went to see Scream 7, it's not that I'm consciously not doing it. It's just that my brain isn't computing that I should be trying to figure out who the killer is. I don't do that most of the time when I'm watching a movie. I'm not even thinking about it. But now I go with Jamie's wife, who's my sister, and she's like she thinks she's Sherlock Holmes. She's running around with a notepad and like a string board that's mobile, and she's got it set up in the theater, and you're like, can you just watch the movie and not?
She can't,
and she cannot help herself.
She's whispering to you the whole time.
She's got it all figured out.
From the get-go. It's like,
she's very good at
it's on him, it's her. It's like, come on, will you shut up and watch a movie? Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole's the same way. She can figure it out. Like, you should be a writer.
No, exactly,
She sees the arcs really early because she reads a lot of books too, right? So she's really
like too intelligent. Yeah.
Fall right into the story and just get exactly what's going on and see all the clues and
that is a key thing though, Gary, what you just said, the arc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a simpleton that eats a gummy and then sits there and drools and smiles.
Exactly. I'm like you guys for sure too, but it's like, it's I just like, it's fun to be surprised, right? It's just like,
Yeah. And then most of the time I get to the third act and I'm like, oh, they're going to reveal. I forgot we're even doing one. I thought Ghostface was just a ghost face. There's a person under there. That's right.
Right.
But good pick, dude. Honestly, very good pick. I'm glad I rewatched it today. This is not a great movie. It's like, it's good enough. And if you like the 90s slasher era, then you should see this movie.
Yeah. That's Cherry Falls, 1999, the year I graduated high school.
Oh, all right.
Jeez. Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't even in high school by that point, but here we go. All right. My first pick is just a year later, Jamie, in the year 2000. And this is a little bit of a stretch pick, and I wanted to deviate a little from the slasherness, which I knew was going to be kind of dominant on this episode. So this is actually the 2000 film What Lies Beneath.
Oh man, good
And
pick by the way.
I'm starting to get a little bit of a complex here, Gary, because our last episode I picked Death Becomes Her, which is made by the same director, Robert Zemeckis. Also did Forrest Gump, Castaway, Cabin Boy. No, just kidding. All the other things were true that I said other than the Cabin Boy. Back to the Future, of course.
Hell yeah.
So we've got Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. We're talking $100 million budget film. So this is a seasoned director, later in his career. He's got all those other films under his belt, mostly by this point in time. So we're talking like real deal, real opportunity to tell a story.
The budgets back then.
The
My
budgets are
God, dude.
insane.
Movie. Yeah, it's not a hidden
100
gem.
million for like an adult movie.
Yeah,
It's like an adult, like, hey, adults, if you have some free time, come see this.
truly. Yeah, so this came out July of the year 2000, and our main character Claire, who's played by Michelle Pfeiffer, she and her husband, who's played by Harrison Ford, Claire and Norman, I'll use the names that they're assigned in the movie. Claire and Norman have just transplanted to this really beautiful, I think they're in Vermont, I want to say. It's this like beautiful Vermont lakeside little oasis that they're living in. They're going through a transition in life because their daughter is leaving for college. So it's sad. So there's like that little fracture that happens. So you're already like, I'm here for the setting. I'm here for the characters. You have this beautiful couple. They're wealthy. They've got everything. So like, what's the problem, right? You're waiting for the shoe to drop. And as the film progresses, you start to realize you're like, oh, I'm watching a ghost story. But wait, someone died. And there's an element of like rear windowness happening because they're like suspecting the neighbor. A person's dead. And also, is there a ghost? Is the neighbor a killer? Is this doctor a killer? And all of these things are happening. And you start to do the thing where you're looking at the central character and you're like, oh, is this woman just mentally unwell? And you do that thing where you start to inadvertently gaslight a strong central character and you start to like doubt and you're like, oh, what's going on here? So I'm going to say that this is not we were talking pre-roll on this, I think. I'm not going to ruin the ending here, not because this is not a known film. I feel like a lot of people have seen this film, but I don't think a lot of horror fans have seen this film. And this movie is spooky as shit. If you like
100%.
mysteries, if you like thrillers, if you like horror films, you got to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I
What Lies
agree.
Beneath is a great film.
It's a great film.
And the end, yeah, it has a drop too. There's a someone did it. Who done it? Someone did it. Someone done it.
Yeah, there's at least one really good like red herring set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So,
all the scenes in the water is amazing. I'll just say that, like all the
Oh, dude.
underwater
the
scenes,
filming, yeah.
really, really cool.
And you're right. Gary, you were right earlier when you said this is more of a ghost story than it is anything else. It really is a great ghost story.
It's in there. I mean, I guess it's not an
is.
outright horror. They'd probably call it a thriller, right? Like, but yeah, it's a ghost story at its heart. I don't know. Feels like one.
Yeah.
It feels like
No.
a psychological ghost story or something.
Yeah. Psychological ghost story mystery. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's tied to reality. So it's like it has all of those factors. It really blends so many genres, and it's a really well done movie. It's been years since I've seen this.
Yeah.
When I was researching for this episode, I don't know what, like a chord struck in my head, and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch it first, make sure it fits the bill. And then I'm 30 minutes in, and I was like, fucking writing all these notes down.
Yeah. No, it's a killer pick. I was like, yeah, I love that movie. I remember seeing it, when it was released and thinking, yeah, this is a movie that, like, you said it was a major release, but let's give it some love for like the horror fans too, to kind of revisit something maybe they haven't, seen, or just something different. It's still really cool.
And that's to the point of the budget in Bob Zemeckis, like if that movie came out today, done by like an indie, like yeah, it would be compelling, but it would not be the movie that this is. Like this movie, because of the power behind it and the budget and the direct, like, dude, this
Yeah, we
movie
had a
is so much better than it probably would be if it was made today.
I totally agree, man. And there's this like, I'm part of why I love it so much is the rear window. It's on. I get a very firm Hitchcockian route here of both Vertigo and Rear Window, actually.
Yeah.
Because Vertigo,
That's a
you
good
have
point. It does.
a strong central female character who's going through some emotional volatility, and you don't know what's real and what's not. Like, what of your perception that I'm seeing this story through can I trust?
Hmm.
And then similarly, the Rear Windowness of keeping an eye on the neighbors and the community.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That scene where
this is a strong movie.
it is a strong movie, man. You picked a good one because I like that scene where she's like, "Oh, but you killed your wife," and then she like just shows up at the party or whatever. It's like, okay, well,
Mm.
it's like just a really kind of cool scene. It's like, man,
God.
you don't for a second you don't know what's reality and what's happening internally.
And
Man, it's
I still don't know to this moment. Are those two separate actors, by the way? Like, this isn't really giving away too much, I don't think. But like, is that Michelle Pfeiffer twice, or is it not?
yeah.
Like,
You mean the other woman there? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I just because they only show her in photographs more or less. It's been a while since I've seen it. I did a bit of a recap before the episode just to catch up on it, but I did see it a long time ago.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. She could be playing a double role. Who knows? I go back and look at it closer.
this is a goodie. But that is What Lies Beneath from 2000. Robert Zemeckis directed, and it's a goodie. I think it's actually streaming somewhere right now in the U.S. at least. I want to say maybe on Amazon Prime, one of the 97 streaming platforms I pay for, and then I still have to rent movies, and I don't get mad about it at all.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Here we are, about to own the whole world. Here we go. Gary, volleying back to you, buddy. Your number 2 pick.
My number 2 was little on the nose, but like it's a great, it's one of the best whodunits, and that's Friday the 13th, the original.
Dude.
Kind of
Hell
giving
yeah.
it some love, like it needs it, I guess. But like, I just have always loved the first one, and I think everybody knows that, there's no hockey mask in the first one, right? Like, it's spoiler alert. Hit pause now if you haven't seen it, but it's cool that it's the mom. It's cool that it's Pamela Voorhees. Betsy Palmer. It's awesome. Directed by Sean Cunningham. It was his first. I think it was his first movie, and
First
everyone was
movie
like,
that was not an adult film. I think he did, right? Wasn't that
"That's right,
the story? He did like a bunch of adult films prior, I believe.
sure, first horror movie." Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, it's like it's the POV thing, which was great. And yeah, just the end when you start to realize that it's Jason's mom. It's just always been a cool reveal. Just a classic, classic movie to watch. And if I think obviously I think a lot of horror fans have seen it, but if you haven't, check it out. I just watched it with my niece, so that's probably why
What'd
it's
she
on the
think?
mind. She wanted to see it.
Was
So
that her
we
first time
watched it.
watching it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool, man.
Like, yeah, yeah. And but yeah, and obviously like it's got such a great ending too, really strong ending, good scare at the end there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a great whodunit. That's why I picked it.
I wonder what the reception was like when that very first came out. And you're like, who?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Because like we know, like growing up post 1981 or what year did this come out? 80, 79?
80,
This
I think it was
came
like
out
80, 81 in
I
there.
think it was 80. Yeah, I think it was, I want to say 81.
So post that, we just grow up knowing the lore of it, the history of it. We know about Jason. We know about his mom. But at the time, you had no idea. You just go into this like, what's this movie about? A bunch of campers. And
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what their thoughts were on who that was.
80 it came out, 1980.
80, yeah.
Yeah, but I
80s.
mean, you get red herringed like a mofo in this movie, right? Because you've got
Yeah,
what
it's
is
all
it, Bill
POV.
chopping the snake, right? So you have the POV scenes exactly, and you don't know who the P is in the OV, right?
Yeah.
And then you're watching it also as the viewer, and you see things like Bill cutting up a snake. You see this weird police officer who's giving everyone a strangely difficult time. You have Crazy Ralph. You've got this creep. This is one of my favorite films of all time. So I'll just preface this with that. But the way when Annie gets up in that truck, the truck driver, when he like pushes her butt up there, it's like two full palms.
Hey
It's like, all right,
yo,
bro,
yeah.
this is a
You're getting in the
17-year-old
front of this
girl.
guy.
Have you
Yeah.
been to Cherry Falls, sir? Because you're probably running around there cutting heads off. But
That's funny.
the red herring, it's like red herring after red herring. And it does put you in that suspecting frame of mind. And then they totally drop the bombshell on you by having it be someone you've not even met. And not only have you not met this person, but it's not a man, and it's also not a young woman. It is a deranged looking soap opera star who crushes the shit out of it. Like Betsy Palmer does such a
Yeah,
fantastic
Yeah.
job playing this role.
yeah,
And
she's so good
it's
in it.
just, it truly is exceptional.
Yeah, it's I love it. Yeah,
So
I can
good.
watch her performance over and over again. You know, it's amazing.
Totally agree, man. Totally agree. Yeah, this is one of uh the redefining moments, I would say, of this space. So I mean, whodunits have been happening since eternity, mostly linking back to things like mystery, but this was, you talk about those decade tweener films, and this is absolutely one. It hit the first year of a new decade, and it set a precedent, it set a standard. I think,
That's what I was gonna say. It set a precedent, so that's probably why I picked it too. You know, just the
That was a great
yeah,
pick.
it's awesome '80s movie. You know,
dude. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th, Gary, if you had to pick one?
yeah. Well, my go-to is part four. I've always loved part
Mm,
four.
dude, I think that's mine too.
I mean, like the first four are really entertaining and fun, and then I would go like six, and then like Jason X probably after six. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're all fun to watch. Like, those are probably the ones that stand out to me.
Did you like the remake from what was it, 2013?
I liked it better
2009.
when
Yeah.
9, yeah, 2009. I liked it better when I had to watch it like last year to do the Blu-ray cover for Arrow, and I liked it better. But I remember when I first saw it, I thought it was a little, I don't know, a little lackluster. I didn't feel like the kills were as inventive as they could be. So with the Jason films, I lean towards like where the kills are really inventive, or where it's like part four is like it's almost like it's got a kind of a serious tone to it, and I just
Yeah.
love the
Oh
way
yeah.
Jason. Yeah, and it's Joe Zito directing, and he did the Prowler and Invasion
Dude.
USA, and I've always liked his direction and Savini effects. He came back to work on that, so that's why it's probably got a bit of a soft spot. And I always liked Ted White as Jason. I thought he was a great imposing.
But yeah, he's one of my favorites.
He's just
Yeah.
really,
And Corey
really
Feldman, young
scary and
Corey
imposing.
Feldman too.
Yeah, it's got Corey Feldman, and he's like this monster kid. Like I always thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So but I'll tell you, if you ask me, like 6 months from now, my order of Fridays are going to be different. Like 'cause
Totally. Yeah.
you always find something cool about in them. Like when you revisit them, you always that was all right. It's like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Anyway,
always talk about viewing those first four films almost as one, kind of what you said. It's like that whole cluster, 1 through 4. It's like the same.
yeah. Part
They're
two is great too. Like part two
I
is
think
it's so
one,
good.
2, and 4 are my three like favorites. Yeah.
nice,
1, 2, and 4. Yeah,
Can't argue those. I mean, like part one and two are real good bookends. And then
So good.
um, part three is entertaining as hell because it's in 3D. I saw it in 3D in a retro theater, and it was really good. Like it looked great
man.
That
because
would be
it's filmed
wild.
for 3D. It was really effective. Um, it makes it fun. But
Yeah, I would have loved to seen that in the like as intended. You know,
Yeah,
mhm.
I always just see it on the Blu-ray where it's like, yeah, okay.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
no,
dude.
I know. And you try to watch. Like I remember trying to when the Blu-rays first came out, I was trying to watch it with the like, wow, this is not working. They had to
I
try.
can't remember there was one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets was in 3D, and
Freddy's Dead.
Yeah, the 6th
yes,
one.
it is Freddy's Dead. Because my buddy gave me a pair of Freddy's Dead 3D glasses
Yep.
that were from like the movie release, and my wife came down here one night. I was watching Friday Part 3 with those on, and she came down here and she was like, "I can't fucking believe what I'm seeing right now. This is a level of nerddom." She's like, "You're not even doing this with a friend. You're just by yourself." And I was like, "Yeah, I am.
That's
Yeah,
great
exactly.
though.
Yeah, I'll do it again."
Yeah,
It's good.
Jay?
None. All right, great pick, Gary. Jamie, where are we heading for your number 2, buddy?
All right, we're gonna go to Boston, your favorite city, John.
I'm going there next
and
week.
oh, perfect.
I really
Maybe
am.
you can visit the set locations for the movie Night School from 1981,
That's cool. I
starring
haven't seen
Leonard
that one.
Mann
I
and
had to look at the
Rachel
poster
Ward.
at least. I had to go look at the poster because I hadn't seen it.
What'd you think of the poster? It's pretty cool,
It looks cool. Yeah, like it definitely. I want to check
Yeah.
it out now. It's on your list for sure.
dude. This movie is honestly, this is a hidden gem for sure.
This is a hidden gem, yeah.
It has a really compelling killer. Like, it's not a mask. It's not just some creepy looking dude. This is a full garbed, like, knight, like motorcycle rider, just like all black,
Helmet, yeah.
badass black motorcycle helmet with the like tinted visor. Really fucking scary and intimidating.
Just could you imagine though doing anything physical? Like riding a motorcycle is a physical activity.
Mm.
Riding a dirt bike is. But you also have like
Hacking and
there's
slashing, you mean?
there's an element of like balance in that activity. But could you imagine like sprinting down a street
Yeah.
wearing a helmet like that trying to kill somebody?
I know.
Yeah, you
Please
just have
continue.
tunnel vision.
Yeah, definitely tunnel vision. And when you think about it, like, it's cool for a movie, but in retrospect, you would not need that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just you and the person that you intend to kill. You don't need this.
Quite correct.
This stars Leonard Mann and Rachel Ward, directed by Ken Hughes, and written by what's her name? Ruth Aragon. But she based this on an article that she had
Lord of
read
the Rings.
about the headhunters of Papua New Guinea. And so she wrote this movie based on that, like, this tribe. And what the killer does here is, so the killer is targeting these women that go to this night school in Boston.
Mhm.
And these women are kind of dying one by one, but they're getting their heads cut off, that are separated from the body, put in a different place, like put in an aquarium at one point, or it's like a merry-go-round that they find the body, and then the head is
Yeah,
like in a
yeah.
bucket separately. So there's a lot of cool fucking setups and set pieces, and the head is always cut off. So that's a big thing. But the knife that's used is it's called a couturier, or like a gherkin knife. It's like an Indian weapon. It's like a curved blade,
Got a curve
and
on
it just
yeah.
adds, and it just an element of like something you haven't seen before, and it's just kind of creepy. And it's just all these awesome night shots, obviously, because it's called Night School. There's a lot of really good red herrings in this one, dude. So many. There's like,
Professor. Oh,
yeah, the
God.
professor, the busboy at that like
Yeah.
restaurant.
That scene's so good.
So many good ones, which that guy is a fucking creep perv. He's just not necessarily the killer. But the night school itself is pretty cool. But it's run by creeps. The professor's a creep, but the superintendent, who's like defending the girls from the creepy professor, is also a goddamn creep.
Yeah, this is a very kind of giallo love letter.
Dude, it's an American giallo.
It's an American giallo. And I remember both of us were like, wait, this isn't dubbed? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, why is this not dubbed?
Yeah. But that creep factor though, it's you're 2 blocks away from an exploitation film, right?
Totally.
It's
Oh yeah, really? That's interesting. Wow.
yeah, it's
What's it R-rated? Is it like an R-rated movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Really
gruesome.
gory.
A lot of nudity. Yep. There's like a shower scene. There's a few shower scenes. There's that one with the professor and her.
Well, it's an
Dude.
80s movie. It's got to have at least
Totally. Early 80s. So yeah. This was
this
81.
Is a scene like you're embarrassed to be sitting next to your wife while you're watching.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
do I leave? Do you leave? Should we both leave?
Yeah.
Or should we rub pomegranate on each other's lips?
Because that's what happens.
Maybe I'll go get the popcorn.
You want some pomegranate popcorn?
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin this one because goddamn, the reveal's great. I mean, even though you could probably figure it out, It's still is fucking. It's a great reveal. It's a great ending. The professor, he's actually, or the lead detective, Leonard Mann, he was in a lot of giallos.
Yeah.
So this is natural for him, and he feels like, I mean, this movie's well acted. The performances are really good in this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This is not, it doesn't get a lot of love. And it came out in a time that, like, so this is what, 81 you said?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, this is right before,
right after
like,
prom night.
yeah. And I feel like Pieces is a movie that's not dissimilar from this one,
But
Okay,
more
I
well
like
known
Pieces.
for some
but
reason.
more well known, and it's not as good of a movie.
No, it's not as good.
Like, I like Pieces, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I'm not shitting on it, but this movie is better, and the recognition just isn't there. I don't know what it is.
This movie's more my vibe for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love honestly, the way it looks, Gary, it just looks so sleek. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way the killer looks, but also just like those night shots and how well lit they are. It
Yeah.
always looks like it just rained. There's like reflections, and it just looks so good. And the locations still, like, every kill is set up so perfectly in the place that the location that it's set up in is just, dude, so good. I had one more note. Oh, the score by Brad Fiedel.
Oh,
So
dude.
fucking classic.
Oh, yeah?
It's just a great
cool.
giallo-ish score. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that. What was his name? Brad. Sorry, I'm just writing
Brad
things down.
Fiedel. Yeah, Brad Fiedel. Fiedel. And so just to recap, that was Night School from 1981. Everybody go check that out. I own the Blu-ray. I think you bought that for me, John.
Yeah, I think I gotta get me one. I
Yeah,
think
you
I
do.
gotta get Gary one too.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. I didn't know that he did the soundtrack for that.
Yeah, man, great pick. I like don't
Yeah,
want to
that is
go
a good
now
pick.
with
I
my
haven't
next
seen it.
pick.
That's good.
Dude, you'll love this one. Honestly, you'll love it.
Yeah, I think you'll be in on this one, Gary.
Cool. I'll check it out.
All right, I'll head to my number 2, which is from 2022, which was a great year for horror.
What year?
2022, 2022.
Oh, yeah.
This is
really
when
good year. Yeah.
Smile came out. All the, like, this
This was
a-
like post-COVID. Like, all right, let's get back to this shit. Yeah.
So this is from 2022. This is the film Sick.
Hmm.
This one, Gary, actually was written by Kevin Williamson.
Yes.
Okay.
Which you'd mentioned earlier. And this was, I don't even think it didn't have a theatrical release. I think it went right to Hulu or something like that. And to what you just said, Jamie, this came out in a time where we were like, are we ever going to get movies again? Are we going to live? Are we okay? And any release of anything that was close to something that we liked we were, like magnets to it, right? So this was one of those magnetizing things. Kevin Williamson's name drops. You don't have to leave your house to watch it. It's a new property and you've been in your home for years, right? So everyone's excited. John Hyams was the director. I think he's done more action than anything else. I think he did like one of the Universal Soldier movies, if I'm not mistaken. But I think he's got that propensity for brutality, which is a factor in this movie. So this is set in 2020, April 2020, right? So we're peak COVID time, lockdowns. You have two female friends, Parker and Miri, that are going to quarantine. They're leaving college and they're going to quarantine at, I can't remember which of the two have a lake house. Their family does, but the two friends go to live at the lake house in quarantine for a period of time. And you have this masked assailant that begins kind of stalking them. But this movie has a great cold open where it takes you right back to COVID era, right? You have a guy that's walking through a grocery store and he sees that, totally out of toilet paper. He's wearing a mask. People like, you already don't know who to trust. Like, you're like, who done it? Because someone in this room has COVID and I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's all of us. I don't know if it's none of us, right? So you're feeling that the theme here is quite apropos because you're already starting to feel that even through the establishing shot. And I'm like I rewatched this last week and I was like, oh my God, I remember these days, like walking through the grocery store with a mask on, signage about social distancing and which ways to walk, right? Like directional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of that. And it was very intense and a really nice representation of it here. And the way it feeds into, they do it in a way that's not only humorous, but accurate, relevant.
This is the most COVID accurate movie I've ever seen, I think.
I totally agree,
Yeah.
man.
Like, if you ever want to show your kids what COVID was like, show them this.
Show them this.
Honestly, that's what it feels like. So but we have this cold open of this character who's like walking through this grocery store. Someone's texting him, giving him a hard time. He's texting back, telling this person to fuck off, basically. And then he heads back to his apartment. And at his apartment, he gets killed by some sort of masked assailant. So all of the whodunit genre factors exist here. You have a masked assailant, you have a cast of characters, even though you shouldn't, right? We're supposed to be isolated and social distancing, but they don't exactly honor that. You have characters that kind of come in and out. You have neighbors, you have people that have these varying political opinions that are driving the way they interact with one another socially. So all of those factors make the whodunitness feel even less balanced. It's like even more difficult to figure out because you don't know anyone's motivations and what's driving those motivations. So I'll say that this is not an amazing movie. I think it's like pretty good. I think it fits this prompt really, really well, which is why I picked it.
Yeah.
And I also think that because of when it released and how it released, that this didn't hit a lot of radars. So if you have not seen this movie, I'm not going to reveal who the killer is or the motive here. But the motive is, damn it, I wish I could though, because
I think the motive is fine.
yeah, the motive is
'Cause it
COVID
fits.
related.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's what we all did on COVID was a whodunit.
Yeah. Totally.
I wanna
That's why
see
it's
it.
like this
You know what?
meta.
Let's not spoil it. I definitely want to see it. now.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
certainly don't spoil it. Yeah, but I think it's okay to say the motive.
Yeah. It's
Do what you want.
the motive is related to the pandemic, right? So do with that.
Well, if you've ever
information
gotten COVID, the first thing you do is go like, where did I get this?
who the fuck gave me
And who the
this?
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whodunit right
and then
there.
the finger gets pointed at you. You're like, I certainly didn't fucking know.
And it's one of those deals where there's a difference between flagrantly like you missed Horror Hound one year because you had COVID, and the
Yeah.
responsible thing to do was to not go and spread it.
Yes.
That's one thing. The other thing is like, man, I have a sniff, and then you getting it sitting next to me, and then you going home and being like, you fucking prick, you got a sniff, and now you gave, and it's like, well, dude, I didn't know. I had a sniff, and you were sitting next to me.
But also, and I think they do this in the movie, like if you were in a store and you like heard
if
someone
you
cough,
yeah, it's like a gun.
you would
went
like
off.
glare the fuck at them. Like,
They
yo,
do.
I didn't see you cough in your armpit or whatever the fuck, right?
The
Like
vampire cough.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampire cough.
Everybody instantly was like, you have COVID.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
So,
like
I
Invasion
mean,
of the Body Snatchers, you know?
Exactly. So the
Precisely.
concept of this is brilliant. You know, my problem with this movie was I felt like it was too soon. Like I didn't need to relive COVID when I just got out of COVID.
Yeah.
And this movie was reliving COVID. I just felt like it was too
Right.
soon.
I mean, there's something to that, I would say.
Speaking of,
Yeah, you sound pretty unwell. Why don't you get out
I
of
might
my
have
house?
COVID right now.
God. So I'm in on this movie. I think the Kevin Williamson-ness of it definitely lends itself to the traditional kind of like what we expect from a whodunit, particularly
Yeah.
from the impact he had on the 90s. He's carried that throughout his career. That's sort of what he's known for. So that DNA of his like structural reveals and the different red herrings that he plants throughout the course of the story are definitely present. And I'm just going to say this to like the person they chose to direct this movie, having an action director, I think was good because there was a relatively limited cast here. So you got a lot of like chasing going on, a lot of running, a lot of like action scenes and sequences, and bringing in someone that knows how to work a camera in that capacity, I think was super smart here. So I
Mhm.
think the direction on this actually was pretty solid, despite like, you're like, oh, this guy fucking made Universal Soldiers. Like, why is he a sequel of Universal Soldiers? Why is he working with Kevin Williamson? But it works. I think it's a good recipe.
I felt like this was written super well because it's written to show how we all were during COVID, but it's not written slanted. But
It's honest.
It shows how stupid we all were. But I say that as like in retrospect, maybe we were stupid at times, but like it at the time it did not. It felt like we were being safe and being, in which I think we were. But for instance, like when she gets in the
Overly.
car and she's like, "Put your mask on."
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean we're getting in the car together? I don't need, no, put your fucking mask on. And it's like, we were all just so scared and
Right. Yeah, for
doing
sure.
what we thought was best, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking shit on any of us. Like, we all just were doing what we thought was right and what was best.
What you thought was
And
right.
yeah. And I like it, it's funny to see a retrospective of like, here's how you all were. That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
I
it'd
say
be
it was
funny. I
almost
said
too soon.
it would be fun to watch it now, but I get what you're saying. It's like we just got out of this. Why?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't want to be shown how ridiculous this was and how I was.
Well,
Yeah.
we were all there, buddy.
Yeah.
So that is Sick, though, from 2022. It is streaming currently. I think I want to say it was on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a goodie. I'd check it out if you haven't seen it. But Gary, let's shift to you, man, for your last one.
Okay. Well, I picked one that I think we all know and love. The Thing.
Dude, this might be the
It
best
is
pick of the whole bunch.
Well, it's like when you think of whodunits, you know, it stuck out to me right away. It's sort of like an open ending movie, of course. We don't really know. So it's just like,
Yeah. Who did it?
yeah, we don't really know who did it. And you still don't know who did it.
I
But
love that.
there's some cool theories, that we talked about just before we hit record there, and it's just, again, it's such a isolated film. It really is like, claustrophobic, and you're just completely engaged the whole time. You're just like, it's still a riveting movie to watch. Like, even if you've seen it like 30 times, you're still going to get something new out of it. Like, oh yeah, where did that guy go? Like, what were they doing? Like, or what was that guy doing? Like you sort of like, you start to piece it together, or you try to. And yeah. And again, the ending is it's almost like it is kind of a perfect ending. Yeah. I just feel like it's like a perfect ending where they're just sitting there and they're, looking at each other
It's a
going, hey,
perfect film.
what do we do now? And
Yep.
you never really do find out, who the alien is, but again, it's probably one of the two guys sitting there. I mean, they say that you can see a glint in Keith David's eye, or the breath that you mentioned earlier. You don't see his breath, So it's like, it just kind of leaves it up to speculation. And I don't know. The whole movie is you're trying to figure out, hopefully you're gonna find out who it is, but you actually don't ever really do it. Or you actually never get to see it. So just thought it was a good one to like talk about again and feature, because it is the whole movie.
Totally.
You're like, what's going on? Who's infected?
Yeah.
I just
Well, that's
love
what I
it.
like about it. It's like the faculty, you could say, ripped this off, sort of the
Oh, dude, it absolutely did. Not, and it's
yeah, in a good
fine,
way,
yeah.
yeah. But it's like we found out who did it, but now we have to find out who else did it or who's doing it now. You know what I mean? So it's like a constant who did it, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
they're always finding up tattered clothes, and their names are on the clothes, but it's like, it's yeah, it's just a killer, like, pot boiler of a movie,
Man. And it's so
yeah.
crazy to think that when this came out, it was sort of a flop. It's insane.
Oh, dude.
I know it.
It's a
It's
heartbreaking
really is
thought.
crushing to, yeah, for sure, because it didn't catch on when it was released because there was friendly aliens in the air, right? Like ET and I don't know, Max and Me. I don't know, but
Oh,
it
Mac
killed,
and Me.
scary alien.
God, Mac and Me.
Max and Me, Mac and Me. Sorry, been a long day. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies where it's like, it's too bad that it didn't hit them, but it's one of those films.
One of the, honestly, it's, I'd say, if not my favorite movie of all time, it's in the top 3.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel this is such a good pick for this prompt because
Sort of, I know, as we're talking about it, it's like, you know what? Exactly. It's sort of like you just never really know. You never find out. So, on the flip side, you never find out who done it.
exactly, Jamie, who doesn't it? Yeah. But it's that Invasion of the Body Snatchers type. It's not too dissimilar from like an infection film, right? Or an alien, a zombie film, an alien, more traditional type alien film. It's just
Right.
that slow takeover where you quickly lose the whole, like, where was the point of origin? Because at this point it's like, well, regardless of the point of origin, I need to like worry about like who in this room right now is gonna done it. Like,
For
Who
I'm
you're
going to show
looking
you what I
head
already know.
exact yeah, I'm gonna show you precisely. Your head's on a swivel, right? And you've got that scene is the best scene of
It's
if
so
you're
Oh
trying to
good.
my
talk about
God.
tension and suspense, like I don't know if there's ever been a better film scene than the blood test scene.
They should
Uh,
have done a scene like this in Sick with nose swabs.
oh, I mean,
COVID test.
sick too. Sicker in the city. You'll be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, Gary, this is an elite level film on every single element of the spectrum. The score, the
Oh,
direction,
yeah.
the photography. Dean Cundy's so good. It just looks so amazing. And this is it for me, man. This is my favorite. This is my favorite movie of all time
Hell yeah.
in
Yeah,
this
it does
moment.
wind up in so many top 3 lists, I mean, yeah, it's just, it's one that you can just watch over and over. And it's too bad
Mm,
because it could have been like, when Alien was released, like a new sci-fi scary movie. It just didn't land, but, again, it's found its
just crazy,
audience,
but
you know, it's found its audience, and I I hope John, appreciates that, that people are finding it now and since it's come out, right? Like, so.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely found its success, no doubt.
yeah. And there's
Mhm.
speculation on a sequel, so I don't know. Like Gary, do you want a sequel to this movie?
I'll be honest, unless John does it, right? Like, unless John makes it.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I feel like there's no like I could see a sequel happening, but I can't see one where he's the one directing it because I feel like he would
See,
be
he's
David
too old.
Lynch about
Yeah,
it.
I don't want to say he's too old. I hate to say that. Like, it just breaks my heart to think that he's too old to direct a movie.
Yeah.
I just, I wasn't crazy about the remake.
I mean, it's because it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
CGI.
I watched it only once, and, that was a good opportunity to maybe, do something like a continuation or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like some movies
Yeah.
are just one and done, It's just such a perfect
Yeah,
movie. Um, maybe if
yeah, and I
he helps write it, if he's involved, I would be interested to see it in any capacity.
Oh yeah.
But
I think
again, it's like
your
most remakes,
comment
I have to see it.
about the age, Gary, I think it's more like for me, like when you say that, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think it's that he would be unwilling to sacrifice certain things, which would create
Mhm.
friction, probably in the production and budget and all of the other factors that drive the development of all these things that we love so much now, right? And it's like that's what sucks about it is if he had his way to make this exactly how he wanted, we would get a great film, but I don't think that the world as it exists today would ever allow that because there's too much pressure around budget, like all the levers that studios pull and,
Yeah,
demanding certain
it's
things, certain outcomes, certain incomes and all that.
yeah, that movie was lightning in a bottle too, right? It's
Bummer.
hard to capture. It's hard to capture that
Yeah.
again. Um, so, but yeah, it's incredible. It's so much fun to watch. Like, it's just a stone cold classic
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Great pick,
So
dude. Jamie, your
my
last
last
one.
one. So I did an American Giallo with Night School. I'm gonna go full Giallo this time with Tenebrae. And this
Ooh,
is from 1982. This is Dario Argento at his finest, I'd say, or close to it. He
Oh,
wrote and directed this one. Board composed by Goblin,
yeah. Mhm.
and they do a lot of his work. And dude, the score is so good in this. Goblin just at their best.
Yeah, I love it.
This is about a writer an American writer who goes to Rome to promote his latest novel, Tenebrae, which is a big success in Italy. And he finds out that there's an obsessed fan who's obsessed with the book going on a killing spree. And he finds himself embroiled in the middle of this mystery, almost sort of inserted into it. And the way that this mystery unravels, it's him, it's his agent, John Saxon, his like
yep.
publicist. And
Yeah.
he's got this awesome detective in his team that's working on the case. And the way that like it goes from his hotel to these different murder locations, and the way that the blood looks and the way that just the kills happen and the kill scenes and the sets, and dude, the way that it's filmed, this movie is incredible. This is one of the first John and I got into giallos really late, and this is one of the first ones that like really was like, I am in on this shit because this is badass. I was like, every moment had me so enthralled. It's got these flashbacks that are kind of confusing, but they all make sense sort of in the end. This is a really great movie. This is Tenebrae.
That one scene
Great
with
pick.
the woman like, smearing her severed arm on the sheet.
Yes,
Incredible. It's a very
Dude.
artistic. Yeah. It's
the way that it looks, yeah. And Tenebrae means shadow or like darkness. And the way that the shadows are used, it's almost a metaphor, but the way that they're used to in this movie, dude, just the way that it's shot. And there's that crane shot over the house at that one scene with the Tilda's house, the lesbians. And man, it's just it. I only say that because that's the scene.
I know.
But the way that they use the characters too to sort of figure out who did it, man, this is a great giallo. If you're looking for an entry point, this is a great one.
Yeah. That scene too where he rides his bike to the airport like
Yeah.
a badass. He's like trucking across the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever, gets to JFK, walks up to the desk and is like, do you have a phone call for me as I'm changing into my suit? I just drove a bike. I rode a bike 5 miles. I'm not even sweating. I'm that cool. Now you have a call waiting for me. And now I'm going to skip out on a plane and just be like that. The culture that they create of like the character types in these movies, like this movie does it really, really well. And it's not even like I don't know if you like, I don't know if I like any characters in these movies
Yeah.
necessarily, because it's like it's so superficial that you're not even allowed to get close. But there's it's so weird because there's an authentic quality to it simultaneously. It feels like a total paradox, and you're like, what am I feeling right now? And it's just a really fascinating thing. And you just have all these beautiful looking people too, and then all of this like intense like sexual overtone while people are having these horrible things done, and then the blood comes and it's like so red, and you're
So
like,
red.
why
Really
does this
vivid.
look pretty? Like what?
Yeah, it does.
And
It's a beautiful movie.
it's so strange what you feel when you watch these movies. I get that I don't get it the way that most people that love this subgenre get it, but I'm on my way to like understanding it more as I see
Yeah.
more and more of it. This is only the second time I've watched this movie this past week, so this is a great pick, dude.
Yeah.
I felt like it was
really-
important to include this for people that haven't seen it because it's a must watch in my opinion.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? We don't talk about the end, but the motive here.
The motive is well, there's a couple, right? But the final motive is about as simple as motives get.
Yeah.
About as classic as they come.
Which makes sense here. Like it's like, all right, this is a genre defining installment that should have a thing that feels natural because most things are built on things like this.
I will say the first time I watched it, I had to rewind it and I was like, what did I miss?
You didn't miss
Right.
anything.
Who
Yeah,
is
it gets a little slow in there sometimes too, right? And it's like sometimes like like an Argento movie, it gets a little bit discombobulated at once. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, there's times where you're like, am I watching Murder, She Wrote?
Well, and you're like, have I been listening to music for 4 minutes? That feels like I'm on a horse.
Yeah, you probably have.
And it's just.
But all of his movies do that. Yeah, they all have those moments.
But when then it's banging,
Oh my God, yeah,
dude,
music,
when you're in there, yeah,
the
fly like a bat listening to it.
Yeah,
and I think this movie isn't fully dubbed, is it? It's like partially dubbed.
You know what? I don't remember, to be honest. It's been a while since I've seen it like a couple times, but I don't remember.
Yeah, because like when you watch it, you're like,
John Saxon is not dubbed.
Right. No, I don't.
Right.
I think
He's
the
always
Americans.
saying stuff in English.
I think the Americans are not dubbed, right? And then like the detective, I think he is. Like yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Great pick though, dude.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's an Argento movie that people need to talk more about. Really, everyone talks about Suspiria.
Agreed. Yeah, which are great movies. Yeah, but Tenebrae needs more attention for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, buddy. Very good. All right, I guess I'm going to bring us home with the last pick of the evening here. So we're all hovering around this time, this mecca between 78 and 82 apparently. So this is 1980, the original Prom Night. So we've got Jamie Lee Curtis, we have Leslie Nielsen, pre-Naked Gun, I think, but
pre-spoof.
yeah. Which he does it like if you grew up watching Naked Gun, it is absurd seeing him do anything that isn't Naked Gun.
Right.
Like it really is ridiculous.
I know.
Especially
Can't keep a straight
here.
face when he walks on. He's great in Creepshow
It's
too.
absurd.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's the one where Ted Danson's in it too, right?
Yes.
That's such a good one.
Yeah.
On the beach, such a good one.
So good.
He's really good at it.
So
dude, that Creep Show, if for the people who grew up on Naked Gun, Creep Show really shows you his range and like what a great fucking actor he is. Because you're like you keep waiting for the funny.
It's like, oh, it's
when
not
are you
here.
gonna like slapstick us? Yeah.
Waiting for the whoopee cushion.
Yeah. So Prom Night though came out July of 1980. So this is, heavily centered around a high school environment, of course, but our opening is creepy as hell because you have these children playing in this abandoned building, and instead of what's the name of the game, Jamie? You always have the name of it. I think it's like Killer or whatever. So basically it's like they're playing Among Us, essentially, what our children now play on their iPads. But someone's basically the killer, and you go around and it's like tag, but you're dead if you get tagged. And you're trying to solve, who that person is, and then as a result of this game, someone goes through a window and ends up dying.
Good scene.
So it's a really well filmed scene. The photography on this movie is very like soap opera ish feeling.
Oh, yeah,
you
for
come
sure.
in, yeah, it's like real soft but really bright.
Yeah. It's like they put Vaseline around the lens or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's truly that's what it feels like. And I know that's like that really is a film tactic too, but it feels like that. And as you're engaging here, the music's happening, and this is basically like the score is nothing near as good as Tenebrae, but like this is basically like just disco music for like 28 to 35 minutes of this film is disco music.
Paul
In fact, I
Zaza.
remember. So, go ahead, Gary.
I was just going to say Paul Zaza was the one that did the score. He's a Canadian composer, also did Black Christmas as well.
Wow.
I started out Black Christmas, My Bloody Valentine. My Bloody.
Oh,
there we go. But I remember growing up, I was painting my porch here and watching this movie, and my dad came out and he was like, "What the fuck are you listening to? You've been listening to disco music for an hour.
That song never fucking ends."
And I was
dude,
like,
at
"Oh,
the
Dad,
end.
it's actually just Prom Night."
Well, shout out to 1984 Publishing. I did the soundtrack with them, the Prom Night soundtrack. So I did the artwork.
Oh,
well, there you go, man. God, your imprint is on everything, man.
This guy.
It's the best. So good. But our cold open here really brings us, we immediately have a motive, right? So like, but back to the production around this is you come in, the music's somewhat light, it feels light, it looks light, and then this death happens and you're like, oh God, like we're buckling in, right? And now we have a motive. So of all the films from this era, this one definitely stands out to me as one that looks a little different than it feels, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but that was always something I acknowledged on this in my relationship with this movie, is it doesn't look how it feels. And I think that's kind of part of the point here in the whodunitness of it, is it doesn't look how it feels. I don't know. This is like definitely on the fence here. I don't know if we should talk about who the killer is. I'm just going to say we won't. Lot of characters. A lot of characters. A lot of people in a small town. Yeah, tons of red herrings, a lot of interrelations going on here. So it's like, this really could be anyone for any reason, for anything. And man, but you like the friendships here, like you care about these kids. This is one of the earlier movies I remember like kind of relating to some of the characters too. And you have these like douchebag boys and these girls that don't know how to manage or handle them, like all of these like undertones and expectations of the high school environment too. And then throw in the fact that you've got a parent that's a principal. Like, so it's just like all of these things. And I just love the culture of a great like high school horror film. And this is like the first of memory for me having like true high school setting going on. So classic masked killer
Yep.
anonymity happening here, right? So that's a very classic thing. Tons of suspects. You have this like police investigation going on simultaneously, so there's like this whole procedural element too, which layers on a like a level of almost like professionalism and like serious quality to the story, which I think is interesting. And then you have the reveal at the end, which I don't think we should necessarily talk about, but the reveals, it's kind of weird.
I agree.
But it
The
also
motive
is
is confusing to me.
the motive's
Mm.
confusing. I think it felt to me like they picked the killer before they defined the motive. When they wrote
Yeah.
it. That's sort of how it felt to me. So it's a little disjointed for me, the reveal. Motive I don't think is necessarily excellent, but when you talk about whodunits in an era that was again, this is 1980, so this is one of those tweeners. It definitely feels like a 70s film, definitely feels like an 80s film.
Yeah.
And then that's why we get, I think, what we get. But this is a good movie. I really like this movie. I like the original quite a
It's
bit.
you
The
know,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remake is terrible. It's just
I
like
think
one of the
I
worst
don't even,
remakes ever.
yeah, it's up there. I think I don't even know if I finished it.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
If you got
It's
these
borderline unwatchable.
bougie ass high school kids and this party at a hotel, it's like, what are you doing?
Mm.
Prom at a hotel? These are kids. But that's our list. Can't
The
believe we're
and
through
the
it.
the music there, that song. I just can't. Dude, I hate it so much. I know I fell asleep once and I woke up to that just like furiously trying to like like every hand, every digit that I had was trying to shut it off frantically. Ugh.
Yeah,
It just goes on forever. Your dad's right. Like, what are you doing out here?
it is. And it's happening too in moments of like,
Do they play any other song? It's just that. It's crazy.
and it's like, oh, here's a chase scene, and then like, oh, we're gonna talk for a moment, but the music's still gonna go.
Yeah.
And it's like we can pan this
You can turn it
or
down a little.
maybe fade it out for a moment. But yeah. So that's Prom Night from 1980.
Good one. Good way to wrap it up.
Yeah, those are 9 really good movies. Gary,
got a couple of-
before you have some runners up you want to mention?
No, I got a couple of movies to watch now. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see all the ones on the list.
Do you want to do a
Definitely
quick recap?
Yeah. Gary, let's do a recap. That's good. That's a good idea. Gary, your 3 movies, you want to rattle them off real quick?
My Bloody Valentine, Friday the 13th, and The Thing.
Nice. And I had Cherry Falls, Night School, and Tenebrae.
And I had What Lies Beneath, Sick, and Prom Night.
Very good.
So, Gary, we talked quite a bit about your incredible artwork, not as much as we did as the first time we had you on the show, because that was more of an interview. This is more of just hanging with a buddy. But where can people find you? Where can they find your work? Anything specific you want to plug on where people can buy your work? Any updates on shipping? I know there's some tariffs and whatnot going on right now in the world.
We've pretty much got all that figured out on our ends.
Good.
On our end with the tariff thing. But yeah, you can find me. Our stores are all open now, by the way. You can
Good.
find me at Ghoulish Gary. Yep. You can find me at ghoulishgary.com and garypullin.com. And then just at Ghoulish Gary on Instagram. Facebook is just Ghoulish Gary Pullin on there. So yeah, I've got a store up, and I got some convention appearances coming up. I'm doing Texas Frightmare in May, and also Monster Palooza this May, the following weekend.
Awesome.
So
That's
you
in
can
Los
find-
Angeles, right?
Yeah, sorry, that's in Los Angeles, right? Pasadena.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyone in those markets, do yourself a favor, go check out Gary's stand, buy a bunch of stuff, cover your walls.
Yeah.
Look behind me. You will be much happier. Your space will be happier. Gary, thank you a million, man. Honestly, it's an absolute
Thank you.
pleasure. It's an honor more than a pleasure. Like we're just grateful that you're willing to spend time with us, and you're the best, man. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. I love hanging out with you guys every time. It's always good seeing you on the road. I hope that we can see each other again in person soon, real soon. So thank
For
you
sure.
for having me. Always a blast.